Good afternoon and welcome to another session of Teams in 20. Today we are going to be talking about Bing Chat Enterprise. So I'm excited about this as always, but if you've been using tools like ChatGPT and you haven't used Bing Chat Enterprise yet, you are going to love this. You might have noticed as well at the beginning of the slides there that I've crossed out Bing Chat Enterprise, and that's because as of a couple of days back, it's actually changed its name. So today we're going to talk about what is Bing Chat Enterprise. Well, what is formerly known as Bing Chat Enterprise is now known as Copilot. And why is that different from Bing Chat? How do you get it? And then I'm going to point to some great resources. So today you've got me, Jo Johnston. I'm Senior Customer Success Manager here at Microsoft, looking after our amazing LRG customers. So lots to talk to you about. As I said, Bing Chat Enterprise is changing its name to Copilot. And I'm going to take you through and demystify all these different Copilot things in a second. What is Bing Chat Enterprise? Well, it's a better way to search the web for more information. You can ask the AI chatbot questions that are quite detailed, and you get human-like responses, and also the footnotes as well as to where they got the information from. Since it's connected to the internet and specifically to Bing, you are going to get the ability to get up-to-date information. And you can search for things like industry insights, you can analyze data, you can just look for inspiration, which is kind of what I use it for most days. And it's going to give you answers, give you access to some great answers, and hopefully increase your efficiency and maybe even make you a bit more creative. Now, let's just understand what all these different chat models do. So there's lots of different AI options. And if we just take a little look through them all, when I talk about Bing Chat, this is what I would say is for your personal use. So anybody can access Bing Chat. And I would say it's not for work. You're not going to be putting your work data there. And there's no license required to it. Now, you can switch Bing Chat off in your tenant if you need to stop people accessing it for work. So this is where Bing Chat Enterprise comes in, because Bing Chat Enterprise is for work because it's got that commercial data protection layer on it. So you get all the great abilities that you would get in Bing Chat, but you've got that extra level of protection. And the great news is it's included in most of the licenses, which means that if you're thinking about using tools like Copilot in the future, but your data's not quite ready yet, and you want to start using AI more in your day-to-day, then this is a great way to get your colleagues started on that change of behavior in moving to an AI chatbot. And then we've got M365 Copilot. This is basically taking AI to a whole new level. It's kind of everything else but on steroids, and it connects to your emails, your chat, your calendars, your OneDrive. It's your Copilot for work in Teams, PowerPoint, Excel, all your M365 tools there. And it is an additional license. And there's a lot more to it. So I just wanted to explain what those three things are. I mentioned ChatGPT earlier. ChatGPT is awesome, but it's not for work. And also something else that people don't always realize is that ChatGPT data was only trained up to 2021. So if you asked it something like about the Queen's passing, it doesn't know she's sadly gone. So you want the latest information, you want to be going to Bing Chat Enterprise. Now, I've put together a demonstration for you that I've already pre-recorded because there's so much in this and I wanted to make sure we get the best out of this 20 minutes. So unlike our usual sessions where I do a load of slides and then I do the demo and then we're done, I'm going to do the demo and then I've got a load more information to share with you. So let's get started.
I'm in Microsoft Edge and I'm looking at this great page about frequently asked questions for Bing Chat Enterprise, which is a really great article if you've not seen it. But I'm going to click up here into Copilot. And you'll see here it's open this sidebar of Bing Chat Enterprise. Now, how do I know I'm in Bing Chat Enterprise and not Bing Chat? Well, we've got these protective labels everywhere. So protected here, you see the shield, and you've got another notice here. Your personal and company data are protected in this chat. So I know that I can copy in company data into here and be really comfortable with that. Now you'll see here there's a couple of different options. I'm in the Bing Chat and I've got this toggle. This is because I've also got Copilot. So if you're also a Copilot customer, you can flip between the two. So I can go and have a look at my Copilot for work for M365, but also I can have a look in Bing Enterprise. You'll see at the top here as well, I've got a couple more options. I can chat, I can compose, and it helps me think about how I might want to compose. You can open links in various webs, refresh. There's a few other options about notifications here. And throughout this, it also asks you kind of what is your style of writing, gives you some ideas of how you might want to use it, and looks at the page you're on as well and thinks about, well, what are the kind of questions that you might want to ask. So I might want to ask on this page, could you summarize this page for me? So it's going to have a look through this page and just come back with some of the highlights. You know, what's it about? Here's information that's prominent throughout this. So loads of just bullet points coming through, telling me what's useful in this page. And I can go in there, I can give some feedback on it, I can copy it, and I can also export it as well, which is great. Now, I might also want it, because lots of people are interested in licensing. I'm going to follow up on this. Can you give me 3 main bullet points on licensing? And I'm asking it natural language questions, you know, asking it as if I would ask a colleague. You know, tell me what the 3 main points are within here with regards to licensing. And these are my prompts that I'm using so that the AI understands what kind of information I'm expecting back. So it's gone through, it's said to me, these are the eligible licenses, extra feature license for those that haven't got these licenses, and service plans as well. So lots of information there that's really useful. Now I might actually want to go a bit further and say, could you put this license information into a table form for me? And it'll go back through that information, and then it's going to actually put that into a nice little table that I can then copy out. So explain where Bing Chat Enterprise gets its data from. It's another question I want to ask it. Now here, it's referenced the page that it's looking at. So here's the information. According to the FAQ page on Bing Chat Enterprise, uses data from the public web in the Bing search index only. And I can click into any of these areas and it will, this is where it got the information from. So if you're questioning anything, you can always go and learn more. And then obviously it's going to come up as well with some follow-up questions that you might want to ask. What I love about this as well is this compose area. Now there are times where I really want to just quickly put something together and I don't have a lot of time. So I might want it to write me an email. So I've put a short email together asking people to subscribe to Teams in 20. I want it to be enthusiastic, so I'm picking a different tone. It's going in an email, so that's a format I'm looking for. And I don't want it to be too long, so I'm just going to put that as a short requirement. And then I'm going to click Generate Draft. Now, it's not going to come back 100% and tell me exactly how I want, because this is not autopilot. This is a Copilot. So I'll go through, but the idea is that ideally it's giving me 80% of an email that's already created, and I only have to edit about 20% of it. So do you want to learn how to use Microsoft Teams in just 20 minutes? If so, you should subscribe to Teams in 20, a free newsletter that delivers bite-sized tips and tricks. Now, it doesn't, so it's not a newsletter. So there's some things I need to change there. But a lot of it I'm pretty happy with. Not really happy with the cheers, but I'm going to click this plus button and I'm going to say this is a YouTube channel and not a newsletter. Please sign off with, and I'm going to put many thanks. Okay, so let's see what it comes up with now. Okay, you should subscribe to Teams in 20. A YouTube channel delivers bite-sized videos to your feed every week. Right, perfect. So I'm going to just go copy and paste that into my email. A couple of other things that I absolutely love about this. You can look at things like PDFs and say, okay, well, I'm going to ask, can you summarize this document in bullet points for me? It's going to have a look at this PDF document. It's going to scan through, I think there's about 12 pages to it. And it's going to give me a summary of what's in that document. And then I could interrogate that, well, tell me a little bit more about working at Microsoft and what does it say about career opportunities. Last thing I just want to show you is if I go into the browser, Edge here, and I click on, there's a Bing icon there, it'll open this page. So instead of it being pinned to the side, I've got a bigger page and I can ask for images. Create me an image of a robot creating a YouTube video. Giving me some other ideas. Do you want to change it to an alien? Do you want to add a cat? Let's add a cat. Can you make the robot look like a dog? Let's do that as well. Okay, so I asked it, a robot that looks like a dog creating a YouTube video with a cat. You can't get better than that.
Hopefully that gave you a little bit of insight into how you might use Bing Chat Enterprise, but I just want to give you some idea of how you get it. It is on a couple of major browsers, so Google Chrome and Edge. Obviously, in Edge, you're going to get a load more features. I do believe it's also on Safari as well as of August. You can access it through the browser page that you saw there in Edge and Chrome. You can also have that sidebar in Edge, and then it's in the Microsoft Edge app on mobile as well. Now, people ask us lots and lots of questions about data. Everybody, has got concerns on what can be accessed, what cannot be accessed, who's tracking what. So I just want to demystify a little bit about that and make sure that you feel confident and safe as to where your data is. So I'm just going to go through some of these. So Bing Chat Enterprise doesn't have access to your organizational resources. So it's not accessing the graph. It's not checking your emails, your OneDrive. Your user identity information is removed at the start of a chat. Chat data is temporary and it's purged at the end of each session. So nothing is retained. It's purged when the browser is closed, the chat topic is reset, the session times out, and we discard all the prompts and responses. Chat data sent to and from, I can't say this now, Bing Chat Enterprise is encrypted in transit. which means that we can't see it. We've got no access to this. So, there's no concerns there. We definitely do not train our large language models on prompts and responses, and Bing Chat Enterprise doesn't support that chat history feature. One thing I would say about this is if you want to keep what you were shown as an answer, you're going to need to copy it, because once it's gone, it's gone. So that's just a bit of a tip there for you. Now, after using Copilot and Bing Chat for a while now, I can tell you it does require a little bit of a change of habits. And it reminds me a little bit about when we started to move our conversations from 20-plus-year-olds tools like Outlook into using Teams and having, thinking about having those conversations in Teams instead of sending that email, which we've done for many years. It does require a bit of a change of behavior and a change of habit. And it might feel a little bit strange at first, because this is a new way to search the internet. You having more conversational language, and a bit like, asking your colleague or your friend for information. To give you an example, if I wanted to learn more about the history of Buckingham Palace, in a keyword, I might put is just Buckingham Palace history. Now I wouldn't ask a friend like that. So, I'd probably ask my friends, can you tell me more about the history of Buckingham Palace? And that's how I'm putting in my, what we call prompts, into my search requirements. And this approach makes the answers you get back a bit more open-ended, they're a bit more creative, a bit more imaginative responses. So we can ask it to do lots of things for us: summarize, analyze, give us tables, content, find us images. But the key to it all is really these prompts. So when I keep saying the word prompt, what does that mean? Well, it's just, prompt's just a question that you're asking your PC, and in order for it to understand what you want the outcome to be, or for it to understand what you want the outcome to be. So, I might ask a friend, how can I get information out of SharePoint? If I ask my computer that, it's going to take that information, come up with an answer that it thinks that I want. So it's a bit like, playing a game, you give it all the clues and the computer tries to guess what you're thinking. A couple of tips for prompts. To be effective, keep it specific, keep it detailed, use full sentences. It's not keyword searching. Be really clear with your instructions and your tone and what you want it for. So if I'm searching for something for YouTube, I'll say it's for YouTube. And you want a small paragraph. I've got some tips I'm going to share as well in the description on the YouTube channel about using better prompts. Don't be vague. Don't use a couple of words. And there is a great site as well that gives you an idea of the different types of prompts that you might want to use. I've got a load of resources for you. I'm going to pop all of these into the chat for you. They'll also be in the description in the YouTube. And that is it for me. Whistle stop tour. But it's, my best recommendation is go and have a play with it. If you haven't got Bing Chat Enterprise switched on, I mean, you probably have within your organization, then go and use Bing Chat and just have a play with it, get used to using those prompts. It's a great first step to using AI. Don't use it for work. All right. The last thing I wanted to say is our decks will be loaded onto the Superheroes community. It's a great community, 3,000 people globally. Myself and other people similar to me in different areas of the world, all creating different bits of content that are all shared on there. We have various events as well, and a great place to learn from others. So if you want to join that, I've already put the link in the chat earlier. And the last thing to say is next week we're going to talk about what's new in Teams. I'd like to do a customer showcase on the 6th of December. So if you've got a great idea and you want to come and present, or you want to pre-record a presentation that we can show about how M365 is saving you some time, we'd love to hear it. So please do reach out. And that is it. Hope you enjoyed that. I'll have a look, see if we've got any questions before I leave this call. Have a lovely rest of your day. Thank you.